Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. Alicia Cox redefined beachside food and drink in Huntington Beach. She is known for her inventive concessions as well as catering for events such as the U.S. Open of Surfing and Netflix premieres. She has written a new cookbook and joins me to showcase her grandmother's Armenian lasagna. Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here, Cathy.
So tell me about this lasagna.
It's actually not lasagna at all. It's kind of my play on words. The dish is called Börek. That's what we call it Armenian. How I have created it, it kind of feels like a lasagna with totally different ingredients. First, we're going to ground some beef. I like to use 80-20 because I do like that fat. You just got to make sure you drain it out. So we've already started here. We're just going to do a couple pinches of salt.
Okay. And do you put any pepper?
I actually don't put any pepper in it.
All right.
And then we'll go ahead and drain that.
All right.
I'll just throw it back into this and let it just sit there for a moment.
All right.
You can either get frozen spinach or fresh spinach. Today I chose to do fresh spinach. In the cookbook, frozen spinach is already condensed, so you just need a couple cups of it.
And do you need to wring out the excess moisture?
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's really key. Otherwise, the dish is going to be very soggy. The next phase to this is we're going to take parsley and we are going to take onions. We're going to throw it in the food processor.
All righty. Can I help you with this gizmo?
Please do. Okay, I actually like to pulse it so that it doesn't get too liquidy at the bottom. But here you go. Look at that perfect chop. I love my grandma so much. She's not alive anymore. This smell right here brings me back to cooking with her in her kitchen.
Oh, nice.
It's just such a great memory. So we're going to take this and put it into a frying pan with a little olive oil and a little pinch of sea salt and let that cook off.
Can I make this dish ahead?
Yes, absolutely. This is a dish I love to have when people are over. This is a great appetizer, or even a dish I love to give to my neighbors or friends. I'll make ingredients of the inside of the dish, and then I cook off 3 or 4 of them, cut them up into pieces, and give them away to people. You know how lasagna gets better the next day, and the next day because everything's just seeping into the ingredients? This dish does the exact same thing. While we're doing this, let's move on to the cheese. So this is half mozzarella, half Monterey Jack. The other part of this is the feta cheese. I think the feta is the secret part. It brings the whole dish together. And we're gonna start mixing the ingredients. I always like to eyeball and see how does this look. I like to go with a big bowl and stir and mix and stir and mix. And we're gonna throw the beef right in this dish. Are you ready? And we're gonna go back here and we're gonna keep stirring. And now you're getting kind of the warmer ingredients. You wanna make sure that you kind of get in there to let everything kind of mix up.
So the parsley onion mixture goes in next?
Yes, it all is one big bowl of ingredients.
All right.
Make sure that's evenly spread in there before we start mixing. Now we're gonna start with part 3. We're moving this aside and we're starting in with the pastry dough.
So you're gonna butter the dish?
Make sure that the dish is heavily buttered because when we get done putting it in the oven, we wanna be able to easily get it off the dish. And because it's going to be pastry dough on the bottom, if we don't do that, it's gonna stick to the Pyrex. Traditional Armenia is using phyllo dough, which is that very thin, flaky dough. They use it in baklava. I like to use it with puff pastry. I personally found the best one is Smart and Final, and you get a big box of pastry sheets. And when I'm done, I just leave them in my freezer, bust it out when I'm ready to make the innards. So we're gonna get it in here and we're just gonna mold it to the pan.
Back to your filling.
Back to the filling. I mean, this thing is just delicious. So, and isn't it funny how in the beginning it looked like we had too much?
It looked like you had enough for an army.
And we're almost out of it. Isn't that wild? Second sheet of pastry dough. Right on top.
Beautiful.
Okay, look at that. I cut off the corners and then I just kind of pinch the edges all the way around. My grandma always would just use a fork.
Yes, and why not?
And why not, right? You gotta let it breathe. So you're gonna go through, give it some breathing holes. Now we're ready for the egg wash. You're gonna wanna be nice and generous with this because this is what's gonna really allow it to puff.
And this is what's going to make it brown, right?
Yes, it's gonna make it brown, it's gonna make it puff. I like to just a little.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, just a little.
Into a preheated 375-degree oven.
Yes, for about 20 minutes.
It's gorgeous and it's out of the oven.
It's out of the oven. And to be honest with you, really, I mean, I put the ingredients there, I put the time, but you're gonna want to Just eyeball it. Once it gets to this golden brown and you see the pastry puffing, it's ready. Are you hungry?
Well, of course.
All right, let's get in. I'm gonna make you a nice little section here right out of the oven. Yummy.
Oh, it is gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing this with me.
It was so nice to be able to cook in your kitchen.
Thank you so much. Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Chopped Greek salad is a favorite, and with the addition of chicken, it quickly turns into a meal. Let's start by making the dressing, and it's very easy and it's very perky. So let's start with about 1/3 cup of red wine vinegar. We're going to add a little garlic salt and a little freshly ground black pepper. I'm going to give that a little stir with a whisk to dissolve the salt. Usually the proportions of olive oil to vinegar are such that it's either even or there's more olive oil than there is vinegar. But in this perky Greek dressing, we want a little bit more of the vinegar than the oil. So about 1/4 cup of olive oil. Some minced fresh oregano or basil. Some slivered red onion. I love Kalamata olives, and these have been cut in half lengthwise. And I always like to make them a little bit more perky by adding some minced orange zest to the jar. It just gives them a nice fragrance. So in go the olives. We want some chopped romaine lettuce. The easiest way to chop it is to just simply cut it in half, and then to cut the half in half so we have quarters. Leave it connected at one end and just simply slice it like so. So we want about, maybe 6 cups cucumbers. So I've just zebraed this, which means that I've taken off half the peel in long strips, and I'm just going to cut it into half-moon shaped slices. Let's take a look at this beautiful vine-ripened tomato. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I have a serrated knife here. I think that makes the slicing and chopping easier. And I'm going both horizontal and vertically. And then the cooked chicken, just torn or chopped into pieces. We're going to give it a toss. I usually do this in the sink. And this certainly wouldn't be a Greek salad without some crumbled feta cheese. Now I'm going to add one thing that I really like that really isn't very Greek, but I have some croutons here that I just toasted up. I like the crunch that the croutons bring. Easy, delicious, goes together quickly, and it's dinner. Find the recipe at cathythomascooks.com.